And welcome back to my channel. In today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the final Studios figure announced so far, that being the Studio Series Deluxe Class Lockdown. As always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging, which has some extremely cool artwork of Lockdown from Age of Extinction holding his rifle. States that he's Lockdown, he's from Age of Extinction. The side of the packaging has a larger image of Lockdown looking really awesome, and the side of the packaging just showcases the figure in the robot mode, the vehicle mode, the steps he transforms in, as well as the backdrop that's included. And the other side of the box states he's from the Studio Series, and you have a larger image of Lockdown's face. As with all these Studio Series figures, Lockdown does come with a backdrop. This time it's a really interesting looking diorama. It's obviously Lockdown's ship. You've got the mini drone ship that he uses to capture Optimus with when he shoots him down, as well as some of the surroundings of the main ship. So it's a really nice inclusion that they've included this, and definitely does suit the character very nicely. Now this figure right from the start is an extremely detailed figure. It's a massive step up over the original deluxe class version that we got from Age of Extinction. As you can see, the head sculpt has been sculpted and painted impeccably. You've got multi-layers to the helmet to look as if though that this section could come down and cover his face. The eyes have been picked out in a really nice green paint, and you've got a gunmetal silver over the top. You've got some battle damage on the chest, which is accurate, as well as these missile pods here. And overall, the detail on this figure is just absolutely fantastic. He's covered in it all throughout. Turning the figure around, you do have a reasonably large backpack. However, it's not as obtrusive, I don't think, as the one that was on Jazz. It does suit the character and doesn't look too much of an eyesore. Lockdown does come with two accessories. The first being this claw weapon that just ports on his hand, as well as what I believe is the rifle that he used when he was fighting Prime at the end of the movie. And as you can see, the legs have just been sculpted impeccably well. Overall, a fantastic detailed looking figure. Now, in terms of articulation, the figure has got a ball jointed head. It can look up all the way, it can look down very slightly, as well as tilt side to side very limitedly. You can also rotate the head forwards and backwards, however they will collide with these collar sections. The arms are on ball joints, so they can swivel up and down, as well as move out to the sides. Due to transformation, there is a joint here which allows you to swivel this. However, where the elbow section is, there is also a ball joint, so you can swivel that as well as hinge up and down. There's no wrist articulation nor waist articulation, unfortunately. The legs can kick forwards and backwards. They can also spread out to the sides that far and bend just above 90 degrees. Due to transformation, there is some toe articulation. However, you're not going to be able to get a great deal of posability by using those toes. For your Lockdown comparison, here is the Studio Series Lockdown next to the original Age of Extinction Lockdown. As you can see, the Studio Series completely blows this one away. The detail as well as the color choices on this one are just far more accurate. Bringing them in for a closer look, as you can see, the whole chest on the Studio Series is 10 times more accurate than what they did here. This is a faux chest, however, and this one wasn't a faux chest, so I guess in a way this guy is cheating. As you can see on the arms, I do think the arms on this guy are a lot more beefier and not as spindly nor as panelly as what the Age of Extinction Lockdown was. Coming down to the legs, he's a lot more beefier as well. He's just overall a bigger figure and definitely a lot more accurate in terms of colouring as well as detailing. For a Studio Series comparison, here he is with the majority of the rest of the wave. As you can see, he is about the same size as Ratchet, which I don't believe is movie accurate. Lockdown was slightly taller than Ratchet and was definitely more an eye level with Optimus. However, I think Hasbro have made the right choice. They've kind of given us a counterbalance of both of them. He's not too small that he looks out of scale with Optimus. However, he's not too tall so that he looks out of scale with the likes of Bumblebee or Starscream, as obviously he is a Lamborghini, and a Lamborghini would not be as tall as a truck like Optimus is. So I definitely think that the compromise in terms of the scale was definitely the right choice, and he doesn't look too out of place alongside the other Studio Series figures. Turning to accessories, Lockdown does come with two. The first being his signature claw weapon that he used to attack Prime with in the movie, and it has been detailed very nicely and looks very accurate to the film. It does just plug into his arm via this peg. No paint on it, unfortunately. Would have been nice if they could have done some silver dry brushing to bring out some of the finer details. The second weapon that he comes with is the gun that he used to attack Cade in the final battle. As you can see, it has also been detailed fairly nicely and can be ported into Lockdown's hand, or can be tabbed into the side of his arm via this peg. Can just plug in here like that. However, that is the storage more for the vehicle mode. One thing to note quickly before transforming the figure that I failed to mention in the articulation segment was that Lockdown does actually have waist articulation. this definitely does improve the variety of poses you can get him in, as Lockdown was a very elegant and skilled fighter in the movie. Now, turning to Lockdown's transformation, he is fairly simplistic. The first step that you want to do is just rotate the legs in like so. You then want to bring the feet up like that and just collapse these panels so that they sit flush with these sections here on both sides. And then there are a few tabs and pegs there that you just want to clip these sections together just like that. You then want to come to this back section here and pull it away, and then fold these pieces out like that. Just leave it to rest there for now. You then want to take this section here and hinge it backwards. Now, this section in here is fairly difficult to get out. It is on double hinges, so realistically you want to bend the first hinge in like that and then bring it out like that. If you try and yank it out, it will just snap off, or it will, as you can see, there is a stress mark from where I pulled out earlier on. So just be fairly delicate of that piece. You then want to push the head in all the way like that, and then collapse the chest by pushing this section in. It's fairly stiff, but it will just push in like so. Coming to the arms, you want to rotate until the wheel is facing the outer side, and then rotate this section. There is a slot there that this tab here will just tab into like that. Repeat the process on the other side, rotate that around, rotate this around and tab that in like so. You then want to bring these pieces here and make sure that they are front facing the underside of the vehicle mode. And now we need to just peg everything in together. Now, what I like to do is take this section here and clip that in together, and then push this whole piece backwards and just clip all the panels in, making sure that everything is aligned. And then the arms can be fairly difficult. As you can see, you've got some tabs in there. They do peg into like some slots inside here. You just got to line it up and push them in like so, and then line this section there. Repeat the same process on the other side. And there you have Lockdown in his Lamborghini Aventador, and this is an extremely faithful representation of the vehicle mode we saw Lockdown obtain in the fourth movie. As you can see, you've got the Lamborghini crest on the front, you've got some transparent, very light blue pieces of plastic for the headlights, you've got the wheels that have been detailed very nicely as well, you've got some nice red paint for the tail lights on the back, you've got this nice molded in detailing where the engine of the Lamborghini would be, as well as the mirrors on the side of the vehicle. I like this plastic that they've used throughout, as it is a transparent plastic but is not light enough to see the kibble inside the shell of the vehicle mode. So overall, it's a really nice representation of the Lamborghini. It does roll really nicely as well, which is definitely an important thing for a sleek car like the Lamborghini. In terms of weapon storage, you do just take the weapons, and as I stated earlier, there are some ports on the side of it that these pegs will just tab into like that. Not the best weapon storage, however, it is still nice that they have included it. And when you've got those in, the vehicle mode will still roll really well. For a vehicle mode comparison, here is the Studio Series Lockdown next to the Age of Extinction Lockdown. As you can see, this Lamborghini is a lot more accurate than this version. It's also a lot more larger than the original version. I think that the color they've used is dead on to the Lamborghini we saw him in the movie. This one was a really odd, almost brown-like color and looked nothing like the coloration of the vehicle in the movie. This new Lockdown just looks fantastic and is 10 times more accurate than this version. Overall, I really enjoy this figure. It's definitely a massive upgrade in terms of accuracy when compared to the original Age of Extinction one. The robot mode looks fantastic, and he does scale reasonably well with the other Studio Series figures. The transformation, while fairly simplistic, is definitely effective, and the Lamborghini Alt mode looks identical to that on-screen car that was used in the film. The colouring choices, I think, are great. He's definitely more of a silver, grey and black colour, which is definitely accurate to what Lockdown was in the movie. I highly recommend this figure. Now, this is most likely to be my last Studio Series review for quite some time, as the Wave 2 Deluxes and the Wave 2 Voyagers are the last Studio Series figures to be announced thus far. However, please do check out my other Studio Series reviews. I have done reviews on Jazz, Megatron and Brawl, as well as all the other Studio Series figures. Thanks for watching.